So I went to see the film Green Lantern last night, and I liked it, despite the fact it's loaded with certain symbolism, and that's no problem. But let's analyze some of that, because it's very much in your face in this film. You constantly see it, especially in government facilities. There's pyramids and all-seeing eyes, and and the like. So that part of it is very, very clear that they're presenting knowingly this to the viewers, and it's quite in your face, so it's not even really subliminal anymore. But what's the purpose of it? Is it a negative thing or is it a positive thing? And I remain somewhat skeptical on both sides. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll present it this way. The government in this film are the ones that have all this Masonic imagery in the film. Like, a lot of the buildings have these Masonic things, and the camera intentionally kind of focuses on them. And they're presenting the government generally in a pretty good light. Uh, the senator's a bit arrogant, but and a little bit power hungry. But the Green Lantern's girlfriend, or sort of girlfriend, she's presented as sweet and caring and such, and she holds a high office position, and again loaded with Masonic symbolism in the room that she's working in. There's also this Green Lantern Corp notion itself, that is, I think, being used by the government. So I've studied the government a fair bit presently in America, and I feel quite confident that they're perpetrating really negative things on the world stage. Global mind manipulation tactics, and these sorts of things that are killing many people, and it's treating us quite negatively, as though we're not really worthy of being persons in many regards. And I mean, it's open in my mind to exactly what their end goal is, and I don't think there is necessarily a highly strategic end goal, but just generally the kind of way of treating us is essentially like herding sheep. So that said, it seems like the filmmaker's trying to put a positive light both on the government and on masonry. And then there's this kind of seemingly relationship between the Green Lantern Corps itself and masonry. One of the main characters in Green Lantern Corps, perhaps the main character, is called Sinistero, like sinister. I just could be coincidence, but interesting. And he's red with pointy ears. He looks like a cartoon caricature of the devil. Could be coincidence again, but strange. The Green Corps is very much like what's happening now with the Green Police. I think they're even calling them the Green Corps. I think I have to double check that, but where we're moving into carbon taxing and sort of. I'm highly sustainable. I mean, I believe very much in sustainability and green living, but policing us and enforcing, well, really for the purpose of control, creating these green rules for the purpose of control is a very, very negative thing for people to be doing, and that seems to be the direction in which government's pushing. So there's this interesting parallel between the name of this Green Lantern Corporation, like Green Corps, and what's happening with the Green Police. Also, there's the color thing that I find interesting. Like the yellow, this is where it almost seems it could be more positive. I the symbolism on this is beyond me. It's really, but it's something I was thinking about last night. The yellow or the fear, like in the chakra system, for example, the yellow is like kind of the third center or the sun, um, and it's being presented in this film as though that's the negative one. Like the to control that, they've tried that, and the people, the individual went mad. You could also say that that could be God, because you're going into the Son of God. A little bit skeptical. But then the green is supposed to be will, so you control your will by manufacturing the reality as you see it. Um, and so that's what a masterful sort of Green Lantern person is able and capable of doing. Um, from my own experiences, I would put my money on the idea that there are aliens out there, but I'm not 100% sure about that. And that we can and do have potential contact with them. But again, I'm not for sure about that. That very well could be a mind programming thing by the government. Um, I say that in part because I've had a few experiences. One that stands out, in which it really felt like I was in contact with some other entity. But again, I'm skeptical about that. Um, but it was a very nice feeling, like my heart sort of expanded. Um, but very much, I'm very much behind goodness, truth, and beauty, and notions like that which Christ created, right? So it's not. That said, okay, a little bit of a tangent there. Um, so the green would be more of that fourth chakra. If the third is the yellow, green would be fourth. And so um, these individuals that would be mastering that would be mastering a sort of will. Um, although you might say that's more third chakra. So it's interesting how they, I don't know. I'll leave it there. This is a jumble of thoughts that didn't make much sense. But anyway, have a good day.